Aileth Zubieta making her debut in La Jaula, and Maria Castro making a return to Combate Global.
And Aileth's first time fighting out of her country of Mexico. It must be pretty cool to visit Miami and also get a payday in fighting. After also getting a wonderful flying armbar submission in her last fight, she's looking to get the finish.
There's something fighting outside of your territory that you've competed so many times. You know, the nerves, the whole flying. I mean, it's an exciting moment for you. And for Zubieta making that opportunity, you know, this being the largest stage that she's competed on, you know, everything's on the board here, and she needs to bring it to show what she's all about.
Against Maria Castro, who is no stranger to the Combate Global cage. She's made the trip here from the Northeast twice before, and her most recent outing was against Janet Garcia, who's a Muay Thai specialist. And she wasn't able to showcase a lot of her wrestling here, but I know something that Maria was working on in the time from May 28th in 2023 to now was her striking and how she can incorporate her striking into her wrestling game.
Blending in both martial arts with the wrestling and the striking. That is key. And the wrestling has been very effective when she took on Lupe Mateo. That's exactly what got her that victory. In fact, it was like a last-minute takedown in that third round to solidify the victory for Maria Castro, who trains out of Carnicela MMA. Also trains out there with Natalie Schlesinger, who also has competed in Combate Global.
And also has a fight against Maria in the amateur league. So
Isn't that crazy?
That must be awesome to be able to train with someone who you've gone to absolute war with, because now you have a training partner for life who is going to try to exploit the holes and make you see things in your game that you might not have seen yourself, as we get into a little bit of a firefight between these two, Zubieta and Castro.
You know, that's always cool when you do compete against someone and you meet them and they invite you to your gym, Alex. It's a really cool experience, and it shows the respect that you're able to help each other out.
And off that single leg, it was a single leg that Zubieta was able to get a flying armbar on, and you can see her isolate the arm,
for the
trying to get a triangle choke here. She has the shoulder really in. Oh, this could be close here. She's looking to tie it in, and Maria Castro has to be careful of that arm right here.
Getting out of this position, she has it quite tight, Alex. What does she need to do?
In order to get out of this, she needs to get her shoulder, her right shoulder, more inside of that triangle so she can give herself some breathing room while also not giving up that arm, because Zubieta has it on her hip. So if she wants to get that torque right here, ooh, will she be able to get escape? Maria Castro gets out of that against a jiu-jitsu brown belt. That is some impressive stuff there, and we're going to see some heavy top pressure from Maria Castro, who should feel pretty comfortable in this position.
Yeah, Zubieta eats, sleeps, eat MMA or martial arts, as her and her husband run a gym. She's the head trainer there for the children's jiu-jitsu class.
Such goals.
Isn't that cool? And then Tito Castro is her husband, is her head coach, and he's in the house, of course, tonight.
Yes, being able to travel with your partner, you know, try to get the win here. She's in a little bit of a tough position, but able to get to her knees and then work for a single leg and to the back, jumps for it.
Up a bed.
Very Ana Palacios-esque, just jumping for that. We've had 3 finishes tonight. Will we see another one in this amazing all-women's fight card on Fuse TV?
Rear naked chokes have been the choice for tonight, as we had 2 victories by way of rear naked chokes. Could it be a third one tonight on its all-women's fight card?
And now for some of the jiu-jitsu casuals, Zubieta is trying to lock in on a knee bar right here. She's basically going to try to work her hips on top of Maria's knee to try to get a hyperextension, kind of like an arm bar, but for the knee.
Leg.
Yeah, for the leg. Yeah, so she's working that here, but she loses the knee line, which is the crucial part of pulling off a submission like that.
And the clinch, Maria. Great head positioning there. Could able to land some knees, some shots, maybe change the levels and break her down, and yes, she does. Straight takedown for Castro.
But straight into the guard of someone who is very dangerous off their back. and she's always hunting for those arm bars or a triangle, and she has very, very flexible hips. So when she's in these positions, she's very comfortable.
Castro, though, very good at positioning her body and posturing and protecting those hands to not be free for a submission.
It'll be pretty interesting to see which way the judges give the nod. Here at Combate Global, we have that open scoring, so we don't have to wonder for too long. But Rodolfo, which way did you have it?
Well, the takedowns here make the difference, but the fact that Zubieta was continuously offensively on the ground, I don't know how much that plays a role in the judges' eyes. But Alex, break it down for us.
Yeah, we're going to see some great exchanges on the feet. Went from a single leg and took down Zubieta, and now she's laying down some ground and pound. Zubieta knew that she had to get out, immediately moves to the back. She slips off the back though, and then gets back into the guard position. But you saw the sense of urgency that she was hunted for those submissions, and I know that's not going to stop here in the second round.
Second chapter of this bout. Zubieta out of Mexico taking on the American Castro.
Both these ladies, 28 years old. But I thought an interesting story, Rodolfo, was that Zubieta wasn't allowed to play sports growing up. And when she turned 18, she's like, I want to try something. And what does she start doing? Muay Thai. One of the most dangerous things that you can do. But she's showcasing that skill now, 10 years in, professionally fighting. And with the open scoring.
The open scoring, all judges giving it to Castro, and has to be, we would assume, because of those takedowns. But you and I were saying the whole jiu-jitsu game that Zubieta had, but they didn't take that into account.
Yeah, sometimes the nuances of jiu-jitsu can go under the rug, especially if there isn't like a grimacing of the face or a really close chokehold. Because who knows, maybe the judges, didn't process that knee bar as like a serious submission attempt. But
there was a triangle attempt as well. They had it pretty locked in too. But
when you're on your back and you're getting ground and pounded for the most part, sometimes those attacks don't look super significant. But I do love the swag that Maria Castro
you see that trying to switch the legs and the kicks.
She's having some fun out there.
Yeah, that's the confidence is showing from Castro, throwing in those bombs, those hands, the confidence in her fists.
I love the confidence that she had, because she has talked about when she lost some confidence, losing 3 in her amateur career, and now she's at a different point where she's ready to let it fly, but still be calculated in there.
Trading blows, not afraid to counter. It's been a great exchange between these two women, and I gotta tell you, this is an all-woman fight card. A great takedown by Castro. All these fights have just been absolutely incredible. Thanks for watching us here on Fuse. If you're into socials, make sure you follow Combate Global. And heck, tweet what you're watching right now. Let us know how you feel about all our fights, because they have been just absolutely amazing.
Can you even tweet anymore? Do you exit? Is it
exit? Tweet.
But you know what's more important than Twitter? Let's get the TikTok, because on TikTok, we will have all of these highlights coming to you hot. And we've had such a crazy night of fights tonight. I don't know which fight's going to go most viral. I have a feeling Regina Tarin will go viral. But this ground and pound could go viral for Maria Castro as well.
Vicious shots from Castro to Zubieta, shutting down her ground game.
Yes, and a way that she's shutting down that ground game is by keeping Zubieta's back and shoulders pinned to the ground.
But she needs to be careful though with that arm, can't leave it open.
100%. You'll see Zubieta try to create an angle, because those are the only opportunities she'll have offensively. But now she's getting her half guard back, and she's going to look to switch her hips off here, get into this dogfight position where you're both on each other's knees.
Positioning, maybe like guillotine approach, or straight knee, right back to the clinch for Zubieta, who for the most part the advantage has gone to Castro in the clinch exchange.
We'll see what she's able to do with those
turnaround, right back to the, well, Zubieta fighting for the guard position.
And right now she has a half butterfly hook, now back to regular guard.
Castro though looking really good, very confident in this second round. That first round already going to her. Could it be the second victory inside La Jaula? Could she get a finish, or want to go the distance?
And when we're looking at this position for the jiu-jitsu casuals, it might look like Zubieta is just getting grounded and pounded out, but she actually likes to be in her guard. This probably isn't the optimal position for MMA. If it was strictly jiu-jitsu, having someone between your legs and having their posture broken down by keeping your feet together like that is actually advantageous. But here she's going to try to work off the cage. She's going to have to keep her toes out of the cage, though. But here she's, again, hunting for any type of arm, triangle opportunity that she can get. And Maria just being relentless.
Oh, look at that arm right there. Left wide open, Zubieta keeping on to it. But now she doesn't have anything right here.
And this is where it gets frustrating with the gloves, because you're not supposed to hold on to it. And I'm not saying Zubieta is, but it's not as easy in no-gi jiu-jitsu to just slip and slide out of those armbar attacks.
Yeah, it's a lot different, especially now when you're in the second round of a bout. Sweat comes into play, grip's not in there anymore.
Beautiful, beautiful head positioning by Maria Castro. She is really utilizing every ounce of her body and really trying to come off strong off the break, letting it fly.
An exchange when they heard that 10-second count. These ladies bringing it tonight here on Fuse Combate Global all-woman fight card. Aileen Zubieta getting those final words from her corner. Now, Alex, if you're in that corner, what would you tell her? She's desperately looking for a submission win to take it away with this breakdown of that second chapter of this bout.
Yeah, she's definitely hunting for that submission, but hopefully she can get into a position that's not on her back, because she hasn't had so much luck getting a submission from there. But who knows, maybe if she works in and is on top, she can hunt for a submission from there. But right now, the judges are not going to give her that nod if she keeps getting stuck on her back with Maria laying down the ground and pound.
As for Zubieta,
her corner just warned her, you know, all she's got right now is the triangle and the arm bars. You got this. So Maria Castro must be feeling pretty good.
Well, she has 5 minutes to carry on those positive vibes. I'm sure she wants a finish. She'll push the accelerator button there. Lost her footing. Now eyelid. Puts you right into the clinch. As we await those open scoring. Again, Combate Global does have open scoring, so we let you know who's winning while the fight. And speaking of the devil, there it is. Maria Castro with the advantage of those 2 rounds.
And we've seen Maria have success with the double underhooks, but again, she changes levels and is looking to get another takedown here.
Very easily taken down. You know, the sprawl is not there for eyelid. She just take it down. Don't know if maybe that is, hey, take me down, because I'm very confident on my ground game. But she's not defending it whatsoever. Because Castro's coming in with those takedowns work quite easily.
Yeah, great cage work from Castro here. Let's see if she'll able to capitalize on another takedown. Wow. Beautiful work. Just everything from her trips, her single legs, her double legs. She's really worked on that wrestling, which is definitely her strongest asset, but even at distance, she's been showing out.
Beautifully executed for Castro, who last competed in La Jaula in May of 23. So she's had a little bit more than a year to work on all those skills that she needed to, Alex.
Yeah, and she's been able to reflect on that performance with Janet Garcia, who is a Muay Thai specialist. And going up against Janet, she pieces a lot of people up. So when you get 3 rounds of experience with that, a girl like that, it's going to be very impressive stuff.
She's searching for that arm bar again.
Non-stop.
Lost it. Good away of Castro protecting the arm, keeping that form really close to her body. Zubieta last fought in April, as you mentioned, with that flying armbar, but she also took on Stephanie Rodriguez, who competed here in Combate Global. Lost to her. But so far, what a great fight card. And we'll be back June 22nd, Alex, with mucho más acción from La Jaula. There's lots of Combate Global for you to witness here on your TV screens on Fuse.
It'll be Claire Lopez versus Kayla Rocco, an awesome, highly profile atomweight bout. And we just saw a crazy atomweight fight between Melissa Gomez and Ana Palacios. I'm sure both those fighters will be watching how Claire Lopez and Kayla Rocco get down, and we could see some matchmaking from them.
There'll be another bout of France between the United States against the United States, as we saw earlier today with Melissa taking on Samantha. The American taking the victory. What an impressive victory for that young lady. 7-0, Melissa Amaya, La Mamba.
And we're in a similar scenario to what we've seen all fight. Maria Castro able to get Zubieta to the ground, lay down some ground and pound.
Maria Castro, the wrestling here has been key, positioning her body, using that weight effectively, protecting all her limbs so that she can be submitted. Look at the way of that positioning of the head, keeping Ailith right on the ground, on her back. And there's one way, you know, many people think about is just taking down for a wrestler, but I think that's what always a wrestler has, right? To keep your opponent down when you're pinning him, right? That's what they teach you, just pin your opponent. And that's that wrestling background for Castro. And if you're able to just defend anything, you're good.
Yeah, and her corner is definitely letting her know that she's up 2 rounds. At this point, all she has to do is not get caught. But with someone like a jiu-jitsu brown belt on their back who is known for their arm bars, you got to be very cautious. But she's playing the right game here, and she's not just holding out for the bell. She's laying it down and trying to get the finish. But will she be able to? So we go 4 for 4 on this ladies' night for finishes.
Yeah, Castro's not definitely just sitting back and enjoying a margarita, enjoying the sun. No, she wants to take this home with a nice victory and a stoppage. Great stuff for Castro. Could it be 2 wins for her inside La Jaula? Well, we're approaching 10 seconds. She wants a victory by way of stoppage. She's putting everything. Castro, did she get the victory?
So high.
We'll find out after the break. Fisher result, Beatrice, who took this bout.
After 3 rounds of much more action, this is the final decision. Después de 3 vueltas de mucha más acción, esta es la decisión oficial. Los 3 jueces entregan tarjetas idénticas de 30 a 27. All 3 judges turn in identical scorecards of 30 to 27. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decisions. Todos a favor de la ganadora por decisión unánime. Maria Castro!
The emotions are rampant as she holds Old Glory in her hands. A victory for Maria Castro improves to 2-1 over the Mexican Ailith Zubieta.
I love that for Maria. Well deserved. Coming back after almost a little over a year from fighting and getting it done in such awesome fashion. She's got to be very proud of herself and is going to have some great highlights to take back to her to New Jersey.
I'm sure she'll be putting it up on her reels. Great work. That 1 year she took advantage to improve on the areas she needed to. We saw it here tonight, especially with those hands, mixing it up with the wrestling. Gives her that W. El Jefe Campbell McLaren inside La Jaula. That means he liked it. What a phenomenal fight card. All women competed inside La Jaula. The prospect, 19-year-old Regina Turin taking the victory. Melissa Amaya remains undefeated, 7-0 over the experienced Samantha John Francois. For Alex Wendley and Campbell McLaren, Rodolfo Roman, have a great night.
Llegó el momento de un Combate Global. Introducing the blue corner, en la esquina azul, wearing blue and black, vestida de azul y negro. Su peso oficial, 105.2 libras, her official weight, 105.2 pounds. Con un récord profesional de 2 victorias. Tonight, she enters la jaula undefeated as a pro with 2 victories. From Puebla, Mexico, fighting out of San Jose, California, Janet Garcia. Introducing the red corner, en la esquina roja, wearing red, vestida de rojo, su peso oficial, 105 libras, she tipped the scale at 104 pounds, con un récord profesional de 5 victorias y 2 derrotas, with a pro record 5 victories and 2 losses. From Gaba, España, Andrea Meneses. El referee, Christopher Miñoki.
Cuídate todo el tiempo, escúchame todo el tiempo. Si quieres tocar guantes, toca. Buena suerte a los dos.
And here we have it, Janet Garcia representing the United States, taking on Spain's Andrea Meneses. Both ladies returning to La Jaula. Should it be a fun, exciting fight, Alex, between these two? We primarily predict a lot of striking. However, Meneses did tell me that she's been at the Coach Shed Academy training, putting in her work. She says, this is a must win because of all the sacrifices that I've done for this fight.
Yeah, and she's coming in with a lot of confidence. She's a more experienced fighter when it comes to MMA, but Janet Garcia is undefeated. She has over 25 fights as a Muay Thai fighter, so she's ready to let things fly and also show off some of that grappling skill, but these two are really going to look to prove a point when it comes to their striking.
Yeah, Janet Garcia getting very emotional during the fight week interviews when asked, what does MMA mean to you? Just started bawling. She came to the United States from Mexico with her mom and dad and sister and said that what MMA gave her is a family. She had a big family in Mexico, and MMA gave it to her here in the United States. And rightfully so. She even met her husband because of this sport. And talking about the ground game, Alex, we're doing some ground and pound action very early on.
Yeah, Janet is great at reversing times in the clinch. So now she's working some top position on top of Andrea, and she is a purple belt working over there at AKA in San Jose, which is known for their striking, obviously, but their jiu-jitsu program is top tier as well. And like you mentioned, her husband, her head jiu-jitsu coach, so you always have a constant partner that you're able to work that ground game with.
When you mention AKA, you can't just not mention the Daniel Cormiers, the Cain Velasquez. So many champions came out of that camp. Last time we saw Janet Garcia was last year, very early on. It was last year in December, beating Katie Perez. She said that that's how she found out that she belongs in MMA, because she took on a full-rounded fighter. And here we go to the action. Great knee from Garcia, Alex. Great tripping right there.
Yes, she does a great job on the break. Look at the flexibility of Andrea, though. She's looking to wrestle her way up, but Janet is really strong in that front headlock game, looking to isolate an arm and then flip this position here. But again, I just love the knee she throws. You can tell her Muay Thai background really shows out in these moments.
Beautifully executed, and what's even more mind-boggling is she hasn't put too much time as a mixed martial artist, but you would not know that. She's definitely has fit in quite well in the world of mixed martial arts, putting in all that extra craft and mixing it up, and a great recipe to say the least. As for Meneses, she's been putting in that work in wrestling. Let's see what she's all about over here in Coach Shed Academy.
Yeah, definitely getting the work with Coach Awesome over there at Goat Shed. One of the training that he goes through, nice ground and pound, is from the Danaher Death Squad. So you know that the lineage of grappling that they get there in Goat Shed is really great. And wow, yes, bloodied up it's already.
A blood. I'm not sure. Maybe it was because of the knee. We couldn't quite see it. I didn't think it hit the nose. I think it's coming from the nose from this angle.
This is definitely some savage stuff coming from Janet, who used to watch anime like Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, which was her biggest motivation to even start combat sports. She said she would go home after school, watch that and say, I want to do that, but in real life. So she begged her family to let her do it in reverse here, but she is able to get the scramble and get the best of it. Just awesome control from the Muay Thai specialist.
You can see that she's been putting in that work, trying to get away from the whole one-dimensional aspect. She's become that full mixed martial artist, able to work in all levels, whether it be on the ground or on the top. So they're trying to see where this blood is coming from. Not if it's from the forehead or from the nose.
It looks like it's from the top of her
head. I can't see it from that angle, but she is definitely busted open very early on in this first round. I'm thinking he's causing any issues as far as her vision, so shouldn't be an issue for Andrea Meneses to continue on with this fight.
Great work using the cage to her advantage, really pushing her up, and now the back exposure is there. We'll see if Janet is able to capitalize here, but maybe she'll be satisfied just getting those knees in, short knees, and also some ground and pound against the cage.
As for Meneses, she's coming off a defeat against Kayla Oracho back in December by unanimous decision. She said the thing she learned from that fight, Alex, was I needed to work on some of those details to become that good fighter that I am.
Yeah, and she was definitely not feeling this type of power in that fight. Kayla Rocco kind of beat her down with the volume, but this is pure power
Chris
right
McNulty,
here.
Alex,
He's going to
giving
be
a
looking
hint.
close, but luckily there's only 7 seconds left in this round for her, so she'll be able to kind of get things together between rounds.
Beautiful knees right in that quad area, ham area.
She survives the first round. Great performance.
Tuning in on Fuse, welcome, bienvenidos. This is Combate Global. The ladies opening up the fight card. Andrea Meneses taking on Janet Garcia, Alex.
Yeah, look at these highlights. Wow, when Andrea Meneses is stuck on her back, she wasn't able to capitalize on anything from the closed guard, but they're an awesome throw, but it ends up getting reversed by Janet. So just an all-around dominant performance from Janet Garcia.
I'm trying to find out where that cut. I'm at the top of the head.
Yeah, that looks like something's going on with the scalp area because her bangs are so wet, but I'm not sure that's with all sweat. So
don't see it coming from the nose or from the eyes area, the bone cheek, and nothing like that. It seems more from the scalp.
Yeah.
Not quite sure how that happened.
She's definitely got that dog in her. I think this is one of the first times that she's really been bloodied up to that extent. But sometimes once it starts going, the blood just keeps rushing out.
That gives you a rush, Alex. When you see that blood, that means you go to war.
So it'll be interesting to see if Andrea can get anything going, striking at distance. You know, you really don't want to get into these clinch exchanges with a girl that is super strong with the Muay Thai knees, clinches, elbows. So it'll be interesting to see if we can see some in and out movement from the karateka, Andrea Meneses.
And she has to definitely put in and test herself out, all that work she's been doing. Those sacrifices to see if she goes to the ground and battles it out. But Janet Garcia has had an answer for her.
I love the flow that Janet is in right now. She's just bouncing back and forth.
And here in Combate Global, we do have our open scoring, rightfully so. All judges giving it to Garcia, that first chapter of this bout.
Yeah, Janet's got to feel pretty good going into this second round. Really able to pick her opponent apart at distance. And then when they do get into those grappling exchanges, the knees are there, the takedowns, the reversals, everything seems to be going in the way of Janet so far.
And our women here in Combate Global always bring it. Last time around we saw them, we had an off women's fight card. Phenomenal action we had from our ladies.
Oh yeah, the women always bring mucha más acción. And the atomweight division is a division that you don't see in a lot of other promotions. Why? I have no idea.
You gotta go to Asia for that. We never, it's not much of it, like you said, here in the United States, Alex. But here in Combate Global, we give you some atomweight action.
It was definitely a knee that happened, I think, straight to the scalp that cut her open, because Janet has been letting those fly, and she actually just threw another knee, probably to the same spot. So Andrea is really gonna have to make sure she doesn't put her head down in those exchanges and try to keep her posture up.
That is the key here for this.
And those knees to the ribcage, those are going to add up.
Well, the striking here for Garcia on point 38 out of 47. Meneses 9-22. Not much coming out of the Spain. This is real-time stats right here as you're seeing it live and in color on your screen. The accuracy there, 17-29 for Garcia. Just beautiful there. She positions that head, Alex, and tries to look at the position.
Wow.
positioning that knee on the top of the head, Alex, how obnoxious is that, Alex?
Yeah, she's a small girl, but she probably feels like she weighs a ton the way she's using her body placement, the knee to the back of the head. That is something I haven't seen inside La Jaula so far, but really just able to grind Andrea down. It's probably not feeling too great for Andrea at this point.
I must say, very impressive work from Garcia, showing that she's just not all Muay Thai, but she is a full mixed martial artist.
And could you believe that this Muay Thai background all started from a 30-day Groupon to go to AKA kickboxing? I mean, talk about fate. You just see a coupon and then you fall in love with the sport and become an absolute beast.
I did not get that notification, Alex, because if I would have got that, I would have jumped on that Groupon, let me tell you.
We got to get the deals for all of it. It's nice short elbows, really starting to weigh down. Dude, we could get a finish in this fight. I know it's not super common to get finishes in atom weights, but man, Janet is packing that power right now.
And that's one thing she stated during this the week here in her interviews. She says, I want to go home with either a submission or TKO victory or KO victory. I want that in my resume. I'm sure she had a laundry list as far as KOs in her Muay Thai resume, but as a mixed martial artist, she wants that one herself. Training out there, I'm sure the folks of AKA are watching this fight very closely. Her teammates supporting her, of course. Alex, that's very, very nice.
Enséñame más.
And you got to know that Janet has the absolute best personality outside La Jaula. If you go to her Instagram, her TikTok, she's always creating the funniest content. It doesn't seem like she'd be the sweetest person here.
McNulty stepping in. He just gave her a heads up, a warning. It says, you got to show me more. That's stop. Well,
Janet Garcia gets a TKO win against Andrea Meneses.
She wanted that KO victory. She got it. McNulty stepped in just a few seconds before giving the heads up. Show me more. Rightfully so. Stepped in to fight. This one is another victory for Garcia. Remains undefeated. 3 and goose egg. We'll be back with the official result here on Fuse. And now for the result, Beatriz Callis.
El tiempo oficial, 4 minutos y 20 segundos del round número 2. The official time, 4 minutes and 20 seconds of round number 2. And the winner by technical knockout, la ganadora por knockout técnico, Janet Garcia.
Janet Garcia add another victory to her MMA record. Walking out very proudly, and El Jefe Campbell McLaren is inside La Jaula. That only means one thing, Alex.
He's proud.
He's a fan.
Yes, representing Puebla, Mexico, and also San Jose. She is absolutely ecstatic to have gotten it done in that fashion. And man, she was really just beaten down in every point of the fight. And I think that was the gash that could have really bloodied her up. It was one of those knees straight to the scalp and then straight to another takedown. Chris McNulty saw enough, and Janet Garcia gets it done in the second round by TKO, her first finish of her professional career.
It's not Gomez undefeated, taking on the Mexican Ana Palacios. Mexico versus Chile in La Jaula to cap off this all-women's fight card. Great stuff coming up in this bout. 32 for Gomez compared to Palacios 25. The height advantage going to the women from Chile, as well as the reach. And the weight 106 to 105.2 as we get this bout ready to go. Beatriz.
Continuamos con mucha más acción. Este duelo en la división peso átomo. We continue with much more action this bout. In the atom weight division, los jueces son, the judges are Manuel Marquez Jr., Peter Samoyski, and Richard Green Jr. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un Combate Global. En la esquina esquina azul in the blue corner, wearing red and blue, vestida de rojo y azul. Su peso oficial, 106 libras. She tipped the scale at 106 pounds. Esta noche entra a la jaula invicta como profesional con 4 victorias tonight. She enters la jaula undefeated as a pro with 4 victories. De Santiago de Chile, Melissa Gómez. Introducing the red corner, la esquina roja, wearing black, vestida de negro. Su peso oficial, 105.2 libras. Her official weight, 105.2 pounds. Con un récord profesional de 7 victorias, 3 derrotas y un empate. With a pro record of 7 victories, 3 losses and 1 draw. De sangre mexicana, Mexico City, México, Ana La Guerrera Palacios. El referee, Christopher Miñoki.
Hey, escúchame todo el tiempo, cuídate todo el tiempo. Si quieres tocar guantes, toca. Buena suerte a los dos.
The gloves are touched. The respect is there. Ana Palacios. Did she go through the mental hurdle? Is she the old Ana
Listen,
Palacios?
she's got to answer those questions, Rodolfo. There's no doubt. But what I think this fight is Mexican MMA versus South American MMA. Like, how developed are these? Mexico, we know has been doing it longer, but Chile has really come on strong.
Stepping up, and we've seen some of them compete inside La Jaula.
The rivalry is starting to become very iconic in Combate Global.
I think that's right. I think that is right.
And we saw some folks out there in the stands representing Roja. That's for the Chile soccer team. Gomez, known for the boxing footwork.
Look at a good head movement, too. Right? We don't see so much good head. Whoop. Oh, there.
She has great head movement, Campbell.
Fast.
What could be that could be very frustrating for Ana, Alex.
Yeah. Melissa Gomez likes to work in diagonals. She's very elusive. She's bouncing around, and Ana Palacios is definitely looking at her time to shoot in for a takedown, but she's going to have to pepper in like a barrage of punches to close that distance and be able to get a takedown against Melissa Gomez, who had a lot of practice evading takedowns against Katie Perez, a jiu-jitsu specialist. So we'll be able to see what Ana Palacios can work in here.
Alex is so right about the angles Melissa's working. Like, you can't figure out which way she's coming from. She's got those long legs, and her good footwork, good head movement. It's starting to look tough for Ana already.
Nice high kick there. She likes to switch stances as well, and it's in those switch stances moments that Ana Palacios can capitalize off those openings. Because when you're switching stances, you leave some openings on the defensive side. So we'll be able to see if Ana can push up a little bit on that pressure. Because if you don't give Melissa Gomez a reason to back up, she's not going to back up.
Palacios leaving already some dents in that left leg of Gomez, that inner thigh. Gomez entering La Jaula for the 5th time. All her victories have come by way of decision. I'm sure she's hungry to get that first victory by way of a stoppage or finish or knockout. Contrary to Ana Palacios, her last time we saw her inside La Jaula was back in December, taking Anastasia Nikolokakos. And that was a defeat for her in the 3rd round by TKO. And she said she's over that mental hurdle. She feels good. Feels confident, and she wants to prove not only to herself but to the world.
Well, she looks better in this fight than she did in December.
Yeah, she came. You could tell that confidence is in there as she stepped inside La Jaula. More focused, more calm. She says she's been working a lot of that mental game, not just on her technique. Although she has put a lot of hours in jiu-jitsu, Alex. She says she's been training a lot of in jiu-jitsu tournaments, both gi and no gi.
Yes, and it's very interesting because a nice takedown.
And that's where Ana likes it, but she got right back up.
And it's interesting because Ana Palacios said she wasn't mentally there last time, but Melissa said physically she had a cold, and now we're getting a little heated. So we're not going to see some of that lack of cardio from Melissa Gomez, who said she was struggling getting over a cold in her last fight. But right now, the Chilena content to play from the outside, really leading the dance.
I love this fight. I love these women. I love Combate.
Yes, we love
This
our
is-
women here at Combate Global on the best platform, Fuse TV, celebrating the badass women that make this sport great.
Chingona.
They don't take any easy routes here. Our women come for a W. They don't try to protect their records, and we're seeing it right here, right now.
Or win on points. They don't try to win on points.
No, it ain't pickleball.
Yeah, they
We're
ain't
here to fight.
pickleball. My darling wife, if you're watching, I know you love the pickleball.
By the way, great axe kick attempt there from Gomez.
Yeah, and Gomez really starting to put some money in the bank with those leg kicks. They're adding up here against Ana Palacios, who's going to start feeling those after a while. She's going to have to start checking them a little bit more. And we're going to have to see a little bit more volume. I think working in a double jab to close that distance for Ana Palacios will be key. So it'll be interesting to see what advice she gets from her corner.
Throw
opponent.
punches in bunches.
Yeah, she has to get in there and scrap a little if she wants to go for that takedown. And she has the hand. She has the power. Of course, the confidence on her ground game is on point, but there's no doubt in previous fights that when she has to throw down, she's not shy about it.
Who wins this round, guys?
Oh, great left.
Maybe Anna.
I got to give the nod to Melissa Gomez.
All right. It is.
Those hands, man, they're quick, they're fast, they're precise, as she stated in that interview. Great stuff. And
Oh,
this is
yeah.
only the first round.
Wow!
We still
Oh, yeah.
got much more to go, and we'll be back with a second chapter.
Whoa.
Combate Global on Fuse. We hope you're enjoying it, because we sure are. We are off for standing on our feet, watching this bout, just like all these folks inside the Univision studios. Fireworks in that first round, guys.
Definitely. We saw some awesome kicks from Ana Palacios, who has been doing karate since she was 9 years old. But will we see some of that Mexican boxing come into play here? We know she has some great training partners at Bone Breakers, Yasmin Nahara, and one that we just saw, Regina Tarin. So will we be able to see her mix in and really show the full martial arts spectrum here?
You know, it's a weird posture. It's
And we got the open scoring here, that first round going to
Alex
Gomez.
was right. I've told you before, Alex, I'm always wrong.
Oh! Lost her footing for
What a
Gomez.
scramble.
But Gomez, the precision there with that boxing, and it's so hard to bring the boxing and MMA sometimes with that footwork. There's just
Because the
certain people
setup
that
is
could really,
different.
Yeah.
They're different sports. They're connected,
Right.
but you can't get the full torque that you do in boxing because of your foot position.
Well, there's only a few, maybe you can count the people that can do that are able to apply it in MMA and then work on the other departments as well. But you can count them. It's so hard. It's a different thing. That's why they had that big discussion when McGregor made that jump of Mayweather. Oh, yeah, no.
Well, McGregor started as a boxer, though. Right. I mean, he was a boxer before he was an MMA fighter, so that was really his base.
But the stance, as it was molded into MMA, footwork.
His jiu-jitsu is very good.
Great.
I've heard his whiskey's crap, though.
I've never tried it, actually.
I have. I won't say how it tasted, but I just say I have. We'll leave it at that.
I noticed you didn't disagree.
We'll leave it at that.
All right, back to our fight. These fights have been great. This is a great fight. I'm so happy for Anna. She's really putting on a really strong fight. I'm impressed with Melissa. I can't describe her style. It's just like offbeat to me.
Very unorthodox, very confusing. It's a puzzle that many have tried to figure out and they have not. Just like Ana Palacio here is still
Nice!
stiff.
Right on cue. Hasn't figured
Right
it
on the
out and
button.
has a nice two straight down the clown's mouth. Getting it done. Now, these two are atom weights, but they're deceptively powerful. And that's why you're seeing a little bit of caution from both of them. Both not wanting to get too deep inside the pocket, because once they start exchanging those uppercuts, overhand rights, you start to taste a little bit of that. And I know the Chilena probably wasn't loving the way that straight two fell.
She got a little whiplash out of that, I'm sure. Great insight.
She's loosening up as Ana Palacios, La Guerrera.
And what's impressive is here that Ana Palacios maybe just one or two attempts to go to the ground, but the most she's stayed right in there toe-to-toe with Gomez. And then she tried to get that leg. But exchanges, that's all it's been, the story of this fight.
Sometimes when a fighter comes back off a disappointing fight, they want to stand and bang
Nice
to
body
show
lock.
it.
She looked for the trip there. Now she has 2 underhooks, which is Ana Palacios' arm positions up against the cage. Now Melissa Gomez looking to really play her cards right here because ideally she keeps things at distance. But Ana Palacios is finally at a place where she feels comfortable. And if she could get Melissa Gomez to her back, we've seen Ana Palacios submit another Chilena by Americana. So it could be a story of that if they
By
come
a
to the
what?
ground here. An Americana, a
Americana.
shoulder lock, a key lock.
Ah, I thought you meant the coffee drink.
And that goes back to July of 2021. That was Gloria Bravo, who also trained at Pinto, the gym out there in Chile. But Ana Palacios is that type of fighter that no matter what position she is, if she seems like she's in trouble, never count her out. Going back to the fight with Bo Hyun Park from Korea, seemed that she was knocked out and all of a sudden pulled out the armbar submission.
That was a great fight.
Yeah, sure was.
I feel like we blinked and now we're already with 30 seconds left in the second round here. Straight to the back.
Well, that's when you get much more action, Alex.
Wow.
And the hook's there by Ana Palacios, and it
She
could be
under the chin
dangerous.
with 20 seconds
Maybe the rear naked
left.
choke.
Oh, yeah.
She is
Oh, yeah.
back in.
Whoa.
She is
Oh,
back in
my
the win
God.
column.
Awesome. Awesome. Great comeback, Anna. Welcome back, Anna. Oh, my God. I got to go in there again for this.
Is back.
Ah.
We'll
3
get the
for
official
What a
result.
fight.
finishes. Let's go.
El tiempo oficial, 4 minutos y 39 segundos del round número 2, the official time, 4 minutes and 39 seconds of round number 2. And the winner, by way of submission, la ganadora por sumisión, de sangre mexicana, Ana Palacios.
Her 8th victory as a professional. She had 2 defeats back-to-back. She said there was a mental game that was difficult to overcome, but she sure did here tonight over this victory over Melissa Gomez. Alex Wendling, amazing stuff from La Guerrera.
We have seen 3 finishes tonight. The women bringing mucha más acción. And honestly, just props to Ana Palacios for being able to stay calm. She didn't win that first round, and she's able to get a submission in the second. We just take a look at these highlights, man. When they were on the feet, they were not afraid to exchange a great 1-2 from Ana Palacios. Straight to the back. She was confident in this moment, just jumping to the back. And we've seen that quite a few times tonight. The confidence to just really execute, immediately get under the chin, and finish a classic rear naked choke for the Bone Breaker representative. A proud moment for La Guerrera.
Campbell, you were inside La Jaula, and when you're there, that means you gave it thumbs up. You get a, you did, and you get an exchange here. Great, amazing stuff there from La Guerrera. Improves now.